Hello, and welcome back to part 2 of the In Your Porn podcast starring Brittany Johann. I'm your host, Jesse, and I'm going to be back here on the couch shortly with Brittany Johann. We've got a lot more porn talk to bring you in the next hour, I promise, so stay tuned. But before I get to it, I just want to remind everybody to like and subscribe below, and also check out the link in the description for the Patreon page. Brand new Patreon page with great rewards for donors. Check it out below. Donate, help make the channel better, and there's some great rewards for you guys and more coming soon. Thanks, and enjoy the show. Damn, man, we
you can't marry a toothbrush. Damn it.
Even if it vibrates.
That's why people have been buying so many Sonicares.
Oh, man. I knew there was a reason. It wasn't just people trying to get dental hygiene. That doesn't matter, right? Oh, man, there's so many cheaper options, though, but here we go. Back to the porn again.
But you can do, but it's 2-in-1. Brush your teeth and have a little fun.
Especially if you're flexible. Anyway.
We love porn is what we're saying.
Apparently, it's only taken 16 episodes for it to become a main staple on this.
Just took a straight guy and a gay girl.
Well, like you said, it's like when you both like girls, I guess it gives you something to talk about and a way to work it. So
yeah.
So I ask all my guests. I know I always bring it down a little bit at this point in it. But I always ask. So if today was your last day on Earth, and you look back at your life and the life you've led, not stating the fact that you haven't done everything you've wanted, because, like I said, most of the people I've talked to are younger. Myself, my age or younger, usually. How would you feel about the life you've led, and the connections you've made with people, and things like that? Like, do you think you'd be remembered the way you want to be remembered?
No, I don't think I would be remembered the way I wanted to be remembered. Not putting a pity party on me or anything, being like, oh, well, with me, but there's things that I would have liked to fix, and going to fix in my life that would have make me feel better if I were to die right now. You know, definitely. I do know that I would have nice things that would have been said about me, other than, oh, she was a great girl.
So you must have seen this podcast where I mentioned that part, because that's exactly what I say. It's like, I don't want to be at my funeral with somebody saying, eulogy, going, oh, he was a great guy, and that's exactly what I don't want. And it's neat. It's the interesting part is, like you're saying, you want to fix it. And that's a difference, because some people just want to skate through and not care.
Yeah.
Some people don't give a shit what people are going to think about them or anything like that after they're gone.
And I do. I have a lot of great people, a lot of great friends that I want to better myself for, so that I can be a better friend to them. So, and I don't want to die right now knowing that I could have been better.
Yeah.
So I just, I would want to fix things, not being like, oh, well, with me, I mean,
No.
Well, I'm not, but I'm also, I'm more like, I could do better.
Yeah, no,
I could do better.
And being able to see it is good. When you think everything's roses and it's not. Yeah. It's not good.
Right.
Some people get a little delusional and think, oh, I'm doing great.
I'm doing right.
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic. And I'm like, you live in your mom's basement, and you're, it's like, so that kind of, things like that. It's like you think that you're at the top of your game, and it's like, there's a lot of room to go up from there.
Yeah. So. And that's where I'm at. I'm like, I know I can do better. So,
which is fantastic. That's a good way to look at it. It's a great way to look at it. So if you could go back to one point in your life and spend, not like a point, but a time in your life, and spend eternity there, where would you go?
Probably,
I know this one's a little tougher.
It's a little harder. But I would say a couple years ago, when I had an apartment, and I just met Jeff and all my other comedy friends, and I like that feeling of, oh wow, this is exciting. I'm starting to get into comedy. I'm making all these new friends, and I had a place where when I had my apartment, I gave all my friends keys, said you can come over whenever you want. Yeah. And they did, and we would always have a good time. Always shared so many laughs. I have so many memories in that apartment. It was such a beautiful time. Even though I was also struggling then, but I was struggling, but also enjoying the connections that I was making with new people and stuff.
Well, struggling doesn't mean bad time.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
I think you're probably the second person to say, like, when I had my first apartment, they were like, that I'm trying to remember who said it. I'm probably going to know who it is by the time I go back, by the time this airs. But somebody else had said, that first apartment might have even been Jeff, but it's like my first apartment when it was just, I felt like a person. And I was like, yeah, you're not doing perfect. You're not, making six figures, but you're on your own. You're living your life, and you've got your friends. And that, it seems like that feeling is something that people really want to hold on to.
Yeah, I felt free. I was always my house was old, and when I do get my apartment again, it would always be open to people, no matter what. Like every day, like somebody was there, and I didn't mind. I didn't care. Like, you want to come over and get away from your house for a while or do something different here, go ahead, you can do it. My house was open to everyone, and I love that feeling, and I love that people wanted to come over and share some memories with me. So
that's awesome. It was
a great time.
It's nice to feel not alone.
Yeah,
because you go home to an empty apartment every day, you're gonna be like, oh man, this is.
Yeah, I would come home and be like, "Oh, you're here, cool. I'm just gonna take a quick shower."
Let's see what happens. Let's party.
See what this night brings.
It's
good times.
It's not a bad way to do it. That's interesting. I don't know how many people I want wandering into my house, but
I knew these.
I didn't.
I wasn't like, "Hey, stranger, you need a place."
I wonder about how many of my friends would actually come wandering over. I have a feeling some of them would be coming over, and I'd find people on my arcade cabinet on a regular basis. I have a feeling that would happen. Because I know some of my friends, once I built it, they were like, "This is so cool," and getting to play all the old stuff. But I could see that. I'd be walking in my living room like, "Oh fuck, what are you?" Yeah. Like, didn't I leave and you were here? Like, what the hell? Like, you're still here?
Yeah. I would leave for work and they'd still be sleeping there, and I didn't mind. I loved it. I loved it. I love people. I know I'm a quiet person. When you meet me, I'm a quiet person, and I don't talk, and I'm a little standoffish. I don't mean to be that way. That's how I am. I'm trying to figure you out before you figure me out.
Yeah.
And but I love people. I love being able to have a place for people to go to and just chill out and have a good time.
Nice. Yeah. No, I hear you. It is. It's what is it? Somebody said you can be lonely and not be alone.
Yeah.
So at least you're. You can be by yourself. Even when you're by yourself, sometimes you won't be lonely because you know that there's people nearby.
Mm-hmm.
But you can be surrounded by 100 people and still be lonely.
Yeah.
So, but it sounded like with friends like that, it wasn't like an issue. Like you knew that you had friends who you were close to, and that would be a hell of a time to say, yeah, this is where eternity needs to be, is right here. Yeah. So that's a hell of a good time, for sure. So before every one of these, I make an ink blot for every guest. You saw one of my off samples that is not getting used. Oh yeah, fantastic. Totally awful chance. I don't know how it happened, but it's probably in the previous episodes I brought it up. It's awful. I hope it doesn't get my YouTube account banned because it's pretty. I don't know how it happened. I swear to God, folks, I didn't do it. I didn't do it intentionally. But the ink blot that I made for Brittany is this one. So you can see it out there. But either side, whatever you see something.
I see like an evil elephant. Like, there's his trunk.
Oh.
There's his eyes. Or maybe just like an evil man. He's like, look, he looks angry.
Yeah. I see some big angry eyebrows possibly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This looks like Heat Miser.
Oh, wow. That's a throwback.
Yeah. Oh, I love those throwback old Christmas movies.
They're a little creepy when you watch them nowadays because the stop motion is a little off-putting. But
this looks like a bowling pin. Maybe some bowling balls next to him. I don't know. I'm weird with these. Yeah, I'm gonna say evil man. This looks like Heat Miser to me.
Yeah, it's definitely so you got the nose hanging around. Yeah, so
just a little bit of smile.
Yeah, kind of like with a mask. I almost see eyebrows, big eyebrows, and like a white or black, the negative space mask in the middle. Yeah,
there's his ears.
Yeah, we do tend to see human faces. A lot of people tend to want to see human faces when they look at these. It's a little harder that way because the non-symmetry, but yeah. And that one's, that's kind of hard that way.
Yeah.
Almost see a weird face up top. when you flip it. A little bit of eyes on the inside, almost almost a dog. Almost a dog nose up top. Yeah, with the eyes and kind of thing up the side. So yeah, that's an interesting. Yeah, that's a really creepy face actually. That is an angry looking face. We drew some red dots in the eyes. It would probably be even more terrifying.
Yes. Be a scary mask. That's what I say.
You can hang on to that. That is yours to keep if you'd like. Like I said, I do one for everybody, so we don't recycle any of those. But yeah, I wanted to thank you for coming on to my little podcast here.
Thank you for having me.
A good time.
Sorry we sidetracked like a lot.
No, that's the way these go. I mean, it
was good.
I like the train of thought. I like where it goes, and you never know. And sometimes it's hard to get any talk out of people.
Right.
And it's tough. But when you have somebody who can, who we can just go, I'm fine with it. I did an episode that it probably is going to air a little bit before this. It already has with 2 hours with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had Shane Costalis from 2 episodes ago, and we went for 2 hours. So you never know where it's going to go when we sit and talk. So sidetrack be damned. Yeah. It's fun, and we get to talk about some of the issues.
Yeah.
We get to talk about the flag and why there's more penises on TV than there used to be.
There should be less penises. That's my request.
Well, hey, look, to be fair, if we're going to talk about the TV porn, there's a lot more females on those shows,
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, exactly. So we all win, we all win. So we get more females, too, and the other women who want to see more penises on TV.
Nobody wants to see a penis.
I know, that's always been the thing. All women say they don't really want to see that, no matter what.
I'm just kidding. Fine, women, you can have whatever you want. Just saying.
It seems to be a thing. I think you hear a lot of women say that, like, 'cause they send dick pics. It's like, why do you send dick pics?
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see that. Nobody.
Well, but what else what else can a guy send you? What else?
Why do you need to send anything?
Well, you send a pic. Like, so when chicks send nudes all the time, guys love them.
I don't even know why people are sending nudes. First of all, I think that's so dumb. I've never sent a nude. Never will. You want to see what I have? Let's meet in person and see if we connect.
Right. No, I hear you. Well, maybe not to somebody you've never met, but maybe somebody you do know. Like, say you've been in a relationship for a little while.
All right.
Somebody's at work. So you send them a picture. You have some fun. Send them something at work. So
even then,
right. Even then,
I
you
always
still
look
don't want
towards the future. Like, if not ever hoping that we break up, but if we break up, you have that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's my fear.
That is the scary part. Yeah,
that's just me. That's my fear. And even if I cut my head out and you just see my parts, you still have it.
That's true. Well, all the stuff on Apple that leaked.
Right.
So, well, yeah, it's
it's that's just my fear. I'm just saying that's something I couldn't do.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
I don't blame you. I've never sent any myself, so it's a little like
never sent either.
I don't see any reason in sending.
And I don't judge people who do send it.
No,
you want to send it, that's your business. But for me, I can't.
Trust the person you're sending it to.
Trust.
Absolutely. That stuff's gonna end up on the internet.
For sure.
That'll be on the internet. Then you will have some problems.
Unless you break up with them nicely, like you have to
or you get their phone.
Or you get their phone and you delete it.
Reset their phone before you break up.
Exactly.
Well, like, hey, honey, your phone had a problem. It had to.
I lost my phone. I need to use yours.
Yeah. It did a hard restart. Your phone is totally fresh and clean. We're breaking up.
Yeah. There you go. That's what you do. That's how you do it.
That's the line. You're allowed to use that. Go for it. I'll give that to you people if you need it.
If you need any porn advice, come to us.
Yeah, we're great apparently with that. We've got all the
we got all the insights.
You need to reference any softcore porn from the 90s.
We're about to start making videos to see how this porn shit works.
I think that could be funny.
I think that would be funny.
I think to see how people would react in those situations.
I would definitely do it. I would definitely see what I would try to. If I were given a scenario like, all right, try to hit on a girl like this and see where it goes, I would definitely try it just to see, because it would be funny. It would be funny to see.
Yeah, and
the reality of it.
Right, and compare it from the usual, oh yeah, absolutely. And they're all over you. Normally you're just going to get, huh? What the hell's wrong with you?
Get away from me.
Yeah, it's like the whole there's so much like step parent stuff I think too that's going around online,
my
and
God.
that's the constant flood of porn right now that everybody talks about. It's like
That is so disturbing to me.
Yeah, that's strange. Like there's just a flood of it online. Like 2016 I think was everybody was talking about cuck porn.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the big deal. And then they're like, no. We're going to creep it out to the next fucking level. We're going stepmom and stepsister. And
when they do daughter and mother and random guy porn, like
they're taking it to a whole nother level. That's some weird shit.
That is so crazy to me. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, I watched some of that just to be like, what the hell is this? And it's just so crazy to me. It's just the things they say in those videos. Like when they're calling them daddy or they're calling them mommy, and like that is a turn off.
No.
Even when a Spanish person comes up to me and say, "Hey, mommy," I'm like, "No,
nope.
My name is Brittany. That is my name. I ain't nobody's mother. My birth control is lesbian."
It's a good birth control.
Yeah, it's 100% proof. 100%.
Oh man,
I could go on for hours and hours about porn. Like, oh my God, when it's relatives, and like mama and daughter having sex with, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, the stepsister and stepbrothers thing is a big thing. Like all of a sudden, your stepsister comes in and just goes, "Yeah, we gotta bang," and they'll be like,
"We're not related."
Yeah, that's like okay. There's some weird shit on the internet, and I almost wish they'd go back to making the movie parodies a little bit more. I think that would be a better thing.
Yeah. Just
keep it simple, not weird.
Simple.
Yeah,
I get it. The acting's bad, but it was simple. It was simple bad.
It's still bad. It's not was. It still is.
It's still bad, but there isn't crazy shit.
I know there's the weird kinky shit out there, and that's always been out there.
Oh yeah,
you get the stuff in the dungeon.
Dungeons.
That's always been out there, and that hasn't changed.
That hasn't
But
changed.
now the stuff they push out for the normal folk, has gotten so fucking weird. And welcome to the In Your Porn podcast.
Today's topic.
We're gonna have to totally change this now.
Yeah, this episode isn't in your head. It's in your porn.
This is going to be the In Your Porn podcast, and that is what I'm going to title it. And people are probably going to be wondering, why the fuck is that called that? And
why didn't we get to talk about porn?
Because nobody else brought it up. I
don't even know how we got here, but we got here, and I'm okay with it.
We're going to find out when we look at the video again. Yeah. Well, most of it, you're only the second female I've had on here. So
I think your first episode was a female.
The second episode was female. That was Katie, and I mean, it was. I wasn't as comfortable doing this yet when I had Katie.
Right.
So,
he's starting out. Yeah.
Right. So almost anything. There was a moment in there that did get a little awkward because she talked about her new her wrestling outfit, and she does a cosplay wrestling. So cosplay pro wrestling. More shout outs to you guys. I know they got shows. It's awesome. They do. They do video game characters. So most of what they do is takes from video games or comic books. So they do a lot of like Mario Brothers. So most of those characters and things like that. Great show, fun to watch. A lot of talent, a lot of talented wrestlers. Really fun. But one of the wrestlers, I guess, if you want to say that, one of the costumes she does is Harley Quinn. Mm-hmm. So the Harley Quinn from the recent Suicide Squad.
Okay.
So that was what she said. She says, yeah, people love it when I'm out there because they love that outfit. And if you remember, the Suicide Squad outfit doesn't leave a lot to the imagination. And so she made a joke about that, and it's a little harder for me to recover from talking about that because it's like, how do I say something about that?
Yeah.
You know, like what do I say that doesn't come off exactly the way all this stuff in the media is right now? How do I come? So back then, it was a little harder for me to talk about stuff like that. And then there you go. Look how far I've come, and now we're talking about porn.
Porning it up.
So it was, and it's a little harder. But I guess with guys, it's almost, I don't know, if I just have my guy friends on, it's even harder to talk about porn because it's like we can just slam porn, and I guess it's kind of fun. But when you're talking with a guy, like, what else are you gonna?
Yeah.
I guess I'd either
Tits. Yep.
Yeah, I love seeing
Anyway.
There's not much else to really talk about when you
Right.
talk about, porn with a guy.
That's why lesbians are great. We can break it down with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, you're the only one I know, actually. So you're the only
lesbian you know.
The only lesbian I know. It's weird, but I'm sheltered, I guess, if you want to call it that.
I get it. I'm sheltered too.
Yeah.
I was watching Jeff's episode. I don't watch a lot of movies that he watches and stuff, and so I'm sheltered in certain areas too. So I feel you.
Yeah, it's like I didn't get out a lot when I was a kid. A lot of my time was spent playing video games and stuff like that. So, I had a couple close friends, but I grew up in in Audubon.
Yeah.
So I mean that's like a really tight knit town. Just so no diversity in that town, nothing different. And then growing up in the '90s, and it's like where even something like that wasn't as accepted. I may have known somebody who was lesbian, but back then it wasn't like as accepted.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It wasn't a thing. Like you don't talk about it. It was like no, you don't say anything. And they may be coming out in their 30s now because it's like okay, it's accepted. But back then it was no. It was no. You just
totally get that. I grew up in National Park, all white town. It was maybe like the 2% that was black and Puerto Rican. And my parents were the only lesbian couple that I knew there. Yeah. And back then they were like hiding and.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, I was sheltered, but I wasn't sheltered. I was in two different worlds, and they were both separated now.
Yeah.
And I only had straight friends, and now I'm starting to explore more and have more gay friends, which is great. More the merrier. More friends. I don't care, gay, straight, bi. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I had no problems either way. I just don't seem to run into
men,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I totally get where you're coming from because I was also a kid who was also inside, and I used to just watch movies and mimic like the Wizard of Oz. I would watch. And I would mimic like the lion, and I would learn how he like talks and stuff like that. I was always into like acting and stuff like that.
Was that something that you wanted to follow through with the film stuff, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. I still want to, and I would do a lot of plays and stuff like that. I was always in the arts and try to learn all about that, and that was always my favorite in school.
Did you do anything post high school for it, or just through high school plays?
I did one play out of high school. It was Into the Woods. I played cow.
Okay.
I played a spotted cow.
Spotted cow. You got to make sure that's on IMDb.
I had one black spot. I was spotting it. But I definitely wanted to get more into it. I just haven't had the time or the money to do it. But I'll definitely, when I get to the point where I want to get to, we'll definitely go back into that. Something I really enjoyed.
Do you do any writing along those lines as far as I know I asked this with some comedians because like comedy lessons, like I've referenced this book. I'm probably giving this person way more plugs than I probably should, but I've read this book, The Comedy Bible, and in the beginning it starts to talk about, here's a way to start forming jokes and start trying to get on stage and a way to start scheduling. It's a basic way to start, and I get it, and it's good for that. But then you look 2 chapters later and it's like, here, start writing a script. I'm like, Like, to me, it doesn't follow. Like, I got the book to start going on stage.
Right.
And I don't see, like, some guys do. Like, some people just write. They love writing. And I don't. I wonder, like, which comedians, to them, it's like the writing is part of it. Like, other than just writing jokes, it's like now I can write a script or I can, and put more stuff together. And
I'm more of a loosey type of person. I will write the main part that needs to be said. Like one of my jokes, I write grandfather doesn't know I'm gay. That's all I'll write, and then I'll go off of memory of what that experience was.
Okay.
Which I need to probably I should write more and be more structured a little bit. Maybe that'll help me get where I need to go with my comedy. But I've always been like I'll figure it out when I get on stage type of comedian.
Well, I've seen you do that, and that has been fun. Watching you go, like, that is some of your funniest bits when you just riff, and it's great to watch. And I know it's different for everybody as far as how they do comedy, and but like script writing, like I couldn't sit and write a show. like
Right.
not like a comedy show, but like, oh, okay, so this is now you'd write a show like Seinfeld, and a lot of people do that. I think Dave Premiano from last week, he was like, yeah, I've got like 2 movies or full scripts written, and like I've
Wow.
never, yeah, I mean, it's amazing because I can't see myself
Yeah.
doing it. I'm like, I can do the funny. I can see the joke. Like, oh, this happened. Let me make it into a thing that might be a joke. I get that part. But how to take a whole thing and say, now I'm going to start writing a script. Like, I was never a writer, and
Yes.
more power to you, Dave, for being able to do that. God bless, because that is a gift that I wish I had, and I'm
Ditto.
and
Ditto.
and that's why I wonder why the book seems to say that, okay, the next thing you do is start writing scripts. Like, I don't know if that's the next logical step. Maybe it is, but
Yeah, as for some people it comes easier, and for some people it doesn't. I have not written scripts the way like you said Dave has written. Like
Yeah.
he has the words and everything down, but I would write what I would want happening in the scene, and then I love watching other people's reactions and how they improv into it, and then I would hope like if we were to shoot, I'd be like, this is what I want to happen. Like these are some of the stuff that I want to be said, and see how they would portray it, and be like, all right, let's go a different way with that. Maybe do it this way, and maybe do it that way. But I would want their creativity into it. I don't know how to put somebody else's creativity into it yet. And maybe that's something I shouldn't try to do so much. Maybe I should think of more of the character, how I want that to be portrayed. But so far, right now, I have a couple friends where I was like, all right, he would be good at this part because his personality is what I want for this.
Yeah, makes sense. It's I've always wanted to learn how to write, like just write like that, because it is. I guess I've never had that inspiration for it.
Yeah.
When I see a joke, I can get a joke down, and I can like, okay, that's fun. I can talk about that. But for me to come up with something, even this whole podcast, to put together the structure that's on this magical sheet of paper here, that you always see me fidgeting with, just to put that down and try to structure it out, I can see, like, it was like, wow, this is something. Like, I know it's really loose, but everybody who's seen the episodes, there is that bit of structure after the interview that I try to do, so it paces it along. But even just putting that together is like, wow,
like that's how I would do a script, like how you structure this. You do have your like, all right, tell us a story, all right, then do this, and then we may go off and riff a little bit. That's how I would like write a script right now. I don't have that skill to be able to be like word for word what I would want said and what I would want done yet.
Yeah, storyboarding it, I guess, is that's hard to do.
I wish I could be. Maybe I need to hang out with Dave and see how he does it. Because that is definitely a skill to do. Yeah,
it is, and as he said in the episode, he's been writing for years. It's not like it's something that he picked up. It was like, hey, I used to write when he was like younger. He's like, there's books. So he loves it, and God bless that you can do it, man, because that's amazing. And maybe we should just start with porn. I mean, if we start to,
make porn better. We're going to make porn better.
Make it better. I think this is where we need to go with it. Since this whole interview is going, there's so much little acting in the beginning. So if we can get that, there's much less writing.
Get that a little better, yeah. Make it more like TV sex, you know?
There were some shows that tried to do it. Yeah, but so make it, so what you're saying is go with like a good 5-10 minutes of something entertaining, and then a good scene, not the softcore 90s stuff you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like make it more interesting. Do more.
Make it worth watching for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Or an hour or whatever. Make it a show. Because that's what it seems to be. When you see the nudity in Game of Thrones, for example, it's like, okay, oh, look, oh, titties, gone.
Yeah.
It just seems like they throw it in just for the shock value of seeing the nudity. But maybe if you made it a show where that was a part of it, and you could do it classy, and you could do it classy and be
classy and nasty.
There you go. I mean, but yeah, I think there could be a genre for that,
right?
You can, you run a show. It's got to be a pay channel, that's for sure. It's got to be a pay channel. I don't think they're going to take that on Fox.
I mean, I know we're not going to get like stars in it, but like make it feel like, this person's someone.
Oh.
And she's getting fucked real good. Sorry for the cursing. But
Oh, no, you can swear on this thing. No, I don't care. You can swear it all the hell you want on this thing. I don't give a shit.
I like make it worth it. Like, not like I delivered you pizza. I ain't got no money. Humped her. No, I need. Some people need a little bit more. Mainly
the
for
build
the
up.
females.
The build up.
Something
Yeah.
that, unfortunately, females really need more of a build up than men, and that you would get a lot more female viewers if you made it more not so romantic. Like, no, we don't need like.
Well, yeah, that doesn't work for porn. I don't like it. Romantic works when it's you and the person.
Yeah,
in person. But
when they try to make porn romantic, it makes me want to vomit.
It is kind of cringeworthy.
I come on here to watch porn, to watch not something romantic. People just want to get something rolling.
Well, what if we took some of those awful Hallmark stories? You get the Hallmark Channel with these sappy, awful love stories, but you make a good payoff in the end. The part that you miss whenever the Hallmark Channel does these, you condense said story, which if my wife sees this episode, she's going to kill me for saying this. But
welcome.
But the Hallmark stories, they always seem to be bad.
Oh,
like they're not. Yeah. I don't mean like badly written, but they're just not good because you take a story and say, hey, we're really happy together, honey. We've been great. And she's like, yeah, everything's good. Then she's like, hey, there's this guy from my past, from 20 years ago, who I haven't seen in forever. Then he shows up out of nowhere, and he's like, hey, how are you? How have you been? Oh, I've been doing okay. And then she's like, I really love this guy. I'm going to call off my wedding.
Yeah. I came back for the holidays, and you're like, wow, he looks good.
Yeah, and now you're like, oh, he looks good, and now he's a starving artist who's not doing really well, but I really want to see him again, and maybe I'm going to call off my wedding.
Yeah.
And that's where they always go. And maybe, there we go. So if women watch the Hallmark Channel, we condense the stories into maybe 15, 20 minutes, and then we add the payoff in the end, because that's what you want to see after all that, right? Get you there.
And then we get the male viewers. Because
you get the porn.
Get the porn.
Yeah,
and then we get the female viewers because we got the build up. We are entering.
This is some serious stuff, folks. So I think we're going to be starting to record. So if you're interested in starring in one of these new movies,
we will be casting.
This from the In Your Head podcast couch to the In Your Head casting couch.
To the In Your Porn.
This is
movie channel.
This is microfiber. I don't know if this is going to make a good casting couch.
We're sitting on the couch. We have to watch them. See if they can perform for us. We got to write a script. Dave, we're going to need you.
We're calling you in, Dave, for this one. I think we need a leather couch before we do
That's true. They'll need the leather couch. We'll sit on here.
We want the comfy seat. These recline, by the way. If I didn't have the table in the way, I think I'm going to do a recliner episode real soon.
Nice.
So we're going to have to do a recliner episode because these all the recliners in this, the seats in this house recline. So we're going to have a recliner episode, a casting couch up. This is going to go.
We're doing this. We're making porn better for the world.
And we're going to include everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I want to include everybody. I want it to be so everybody can do it across all. Because like you said, if we can make it so gay, straight can all watch it.
Right.
I think that would be much better.
We'll have gay episodes. We'll have straight episodes. We'll have bi episodes. We'll have group episodes. We just need you to come out to our casting call.
Oh, man. I don't know if I can publish that, but...
Don't come out to our casting call. It's not real. But it will be.
We're going to... There's so many projects I have that I hope happen, and I don't know if I want
this is one of them.
I hope it happens, but I'm a little scared that it might actually gain traction. And
people come into your house, and you're like, "I'm here for the casting call," and you're like, "What?
How did you get this address? Who the hell?
You don't know where I live."
Yeah, like I had to pick Brittany up. Well, no problem. I don't mind picking you up, but it's like, okay, as long as you don't got the address now. Don't be telling nobody where my address is. You just got to hopefully remember how to get here.
I will look at the straight sign.
She's going to find out. It's like, yeah, go to this guy's house. He's casting for kind of porn.
I'll have him come to the tap room.
All right, that'll work. That's a little more neutral.
Yeah.
It's
come a little bit, a couple hours before. You know, we do comedy. We'll bring this couch.
We'll see how you do on stage. We'll get him up on stage and see how you do.
Write him a little script.
Yeah, you got to. It's like any play or something.
Yes, and then we'll be able to say, we'll let you know.
Always wanted to do that.
Right.
I've always wanted to do that. Oh no! And then we have the back room
where we have to see them naked.
So we got to go to the next level of the interview.
Yeah, and then we'll be like, we'll let you know. And we'll be like, Cindy, you got a call back. Go to the back room, take off all your clothes, and we'll see what's up or down.
So how would we make the gay porn better? This is really like a good question, though. That's kind of sitting here thinking, because I know we're sitting here saying it for, like I said. So if a guy and a girl, and we talk about this instance, so how would a gay porn be really much different, or would it be the same thing, just switch genders?
We gotta make it more realistic, because not all girls in the gay community are feminine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes we got two femmes. Sometimes we have a me and a femme, and sometimes we have two me's, which I never understood. But I still love you. But yeah, we gotta make it more realistic. Like I'm sure you've seen lesbians who don't look like the girls on porn. Like they're really feminine, and yeah, we do have really feminine women who are gay, but that's not the only feminine. That's not the only.
Well, so I mean, like, as far as the stories, like, say we're going to take this to the next level. We're talking about the Hallmark story. Well, yeah, I mean, we talked about that Hallmark story. So you got the two. So what would be the good story then? So if we said, okay, so you got the Hallmark story, the guy and the girl, and the girl comes back, finds the other guy, and she falls for him again, and all that.
Right.
It cancels away. So what's a story that would be that would bite for that community? Like I'm really wondering this now, because you mentioned that. Yeah, okay, so let's change the look of the porn. I got that. Which it always does seem a little fake. But if we get that closer, how would we make the good stories?
I mean,
like what would interest you, as far as like yeah, obviously your roommate coming home and saying, "Oh, he stood me up," isn't going to be the thing that's going to get you going.
Yeah,
but
I mean, so, there's some situations where in my life I'm like, well, I just got lucky at that point. Like, I used to install cable. I was one of the few girls installing cable, and I installed cable at this girl's friend's house, and then this guy, he knocked on my window, and he's like, "Yeah, my friend thought you were cute, so here's her number. She would like your number." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And it ended up being a stripper.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Look at you.
It's one of the, it was like, wow, I really got lucky that I got that house.
See, that does sound like a porn.
Exactly.
That does sound like a porn.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's something that happened. Like, Yeah. We can make it like that.
Yeah, because it does seem a little bit more. Yeah, because it does seem a little neutral. So, yeah, it does seem to work. Like, she was just genuinely interested in you.
Yeah, I didn't talk to this girl at all. She liked what she saw.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why, because I was sweaty and I was putting up wire. So she liked what she saw. Got a number. Dated a stripper.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean,
nothing.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look.
It was a good time.
I'm not gonna lie. I am personally a fan of somebody who, of a girl who can be useful. Inside, I guess useful might not be the right word, but somebody who can use their hands, do stuff, and be resourceful, and be able to do normal things. I dated girls who nothing, just nothing. That couldn't do anything, couldn't fix anything, couldn't do anything. And maybe to somebody that is, that's appealing, and myself
to be able to
included.
Provide for somebody, that's appealing to be able to do that. But also, I would like a girl who's like, like, I can help you with that tire. Great. Awesome, But I've always loved to work my hands and learn new things, because I'm a girl, and I'm not always gonna have a guy there, the typical, oh, that's a man's job thing, and I've never lived by those rules, and
I think that's crap anyway.
I think it's crap, man.
Yeah, it's nice to, and I talk more about the hobby stuff. It's nice to have a hobby or work with your hands. So many of those girls, and you're a little bit younger, so you probably still see it, like people who are just, guys, girls who are just, they don't have any hobbies, no outlet, no nothing, and they're just like, oh, I don't really care what I do. It's just I gotta go to the mall and hang out, and there's no fun, and there's no outlet, there's no creativity, and for somebody, whether it's working, you can still do something. It shows that you can build, you can do things, you can critically think. Because I know running cable in this house was a nightmare. Running cable from place to place. I had just recently patched a hole from the cable guy who had no idea what he was doing.
Right.
Ran a hole into my basement, blew out the plaster on the other side because he was a dummy.
Right.
Just blew out a big hole. And it's like when somebody's smart and can be like, yeah, sure, and they can work and they can think. That's way more appealing than anything else.
Very attractive.
Yeah. And so, like you said, you even, I guess, to take this full circle, you said, like, why would somebody be...
Yeah. I know what I was doing and just doing my work. That could be attractive to me, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to be just looks.
Exactly.
And it's, which is awesome.
I've always thought that I had a type, but I've never actually really had a type. If, like, you've done something, I'm like, well, that's really attractive to you. Like, it doesn't even have to be just your looks. Like, I've dated all different types of women, you know, like, never had, like, one type where, like, oh, she has to have big butt. All different sizes I've dated, and they've all had different things that attracted me to them. And like, why did you like that person? Oh, well, she could do this and do that. But that girl, she could do this and do that. And I was like, we all have different attractions.
Yeah.
And you don't even realize it, until it happens.
Yeah. And you start to see what that person can do for you, and you learn those little things. And it does make it makes the dating world interesting when you bring something to the dating thing. Like when I met my wife, she never really was into sports, and our first Valentine's Day when she was down here, I took her to a Flyers game in a box. She really wasn't, she's hardcore into sports now,
right.
But that was like, she was like, oh wow, this is cool. So most people would think like, why would you, most girls would be like, I don't want to go do this. I don't want to see. And no, she had a blast. She'd never been to a hockey game, but now she's at a hockey game. She had a great time. She got to watch hockey, and she was hooked. And some people just don't want that experience, and they don't want to do something new, and they shun it. And I think keeping yourself closed like that doesn't open you for people.
Yeah,
because somebody's going to want to be interested in you because of your depth as you get older, what kind of person you are and what you do and what you have done. And if you don't bring anything to that, you're really, sometimes you can be with somebody just for looks initially. And that is the initial attraction. Yeah. But then after that, what else
do they bring to the table? Yeah.
Before it just goes, that's all this is.
Yeah.
This is really physical. They're just physical, and you're never going to get along, and it's going to be miserable, and then it's going to end.
Exactly.
And so, as a PSA, try to open yourself up to things and experiences and be something and do something. And it makes you a hell of a lot more appealing to other people out there. I think, anyway. So
yeah, I loved trying new things and exploring their worlds, Yeah. I never was into MMA, and as a friend, Jeff is into MMA, and he brought me into that world, and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool, I like hanging out with the guys, watching two guys kick each other's butts, and really learning how they train for this and all that. It's very interesting. It's cool, I get to see a whole nother side of a world that I never would have saw if I never made that friendship. That's why I love meeting new people and doing new things. I'm always up to trying new things. It's part of life.
There's no reason not to.
No reason not to. It's not harmful to you. Why would you not try it?
Yeah, so just do that. And and Jeff that was the episode that just aired, and he's hardcore into MMA. And,
and MMA.
To see what some of those guys do, I wish I could train like that. Oh, I so wish I could train like those guys. Just have that kind of discipline. I'm mad I don't, but just to have that kind of discipline that these guys do to get in that kind of shape.
And me and Jeff have even also boxed with each other. He showed me he's done some boxing. He took a boxing class, and then he wasn't in it for a little bit, and so I was like, hey, I'll box with you. Let me try that, and it was good. I loved the workout, and I loved the strength that it took, and it was fun. I love trying new things. Maybe I won't like it, maybe I will, but at least I can say I tried it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that I really wish I would see more in people. I really do. I really wish I would see that more in people. So many people just want to close off the world and just be like, this is what I know. This is my stuff that's comfortable right here in the glass, whatever I've got in here, and that's it. No, nothing else is going in because this is what I know and what is comfortable. You have to mix it up. You have to throw that new stuff in and make life interesting. And That's how I've gotten my hobbies. That's why I go out and I shoot sporting clays, which started on a whim. You know, my buddy's like, hey, we're going to shoot trap. Let's go shoot shotguns. I'm like, cool, let's go shoot shotguns. So we go shoot shotguns, and now I'm like, hey, I want to shoot sporting clays. So now I go out and I shoot sporting clays. And, you know, it's like I never would have thought that blowing up a bunch of little clay discs flying through the woods would have been, like, really something that I would have gotten into. But now I'm like, yeah, it's fucking great. It's so much fun, and it's relaxing and exhilarating at the same time.
Right.
And it's like, but people are like, I don't know if I want. Just try it. And yeah, with anything. And it's a shame that most people are that closed-minded. And I'm glad to see somebody like yourself that just wants to experience. It's great. Believe me, it's great. And you're experiencing the In Your Porn podcast. In Your Porn podcast. Yes, it's
love porn.
We do.
We're gonna change it.
We are
Make
gonna
it
change
better.
porn. It's gonna be the it's gonna have to we're gonna have to get some trademarks. I think we're gonna have to do some stuff.
We'll get this going. We got you, the gay, the straight, the bi. We'll figure it out all for you.
We'll make everybody happy. We're gonna make porn different because I'm tired of seeing so much weird shit. I don't need to see some of this stuff. And everybody talks about it at the open mics. How many comics talk about it and go, look at all this weird shit you find. And it's true. We need to make it better.
It needs to be better. It needs to be better.
We need to go back to the days of acting and a little bit
Good
of plot.
acting.
But we need
decent plot.
But we need to go forward to the days of less body hair.
You hit it right on the nail. Less body hair.
The 70s and 80s were rough for porn.
Oh my god. That hair. All right, I get it. I'm all for. We don't have to shave, but you do.
I didn't know I was gonna hit a hot button on that one.
You do. Like it doesn't need to be that hairy. Like that is. That you guys too. Guys too. I'm not just throwing it. Just give it a trim. Trim it up. Just a trim. If you're not going to shave, just trim it. Let us know that you still have those parts.
There's oh God. Well, that's a hot button for some people for sure. I've never. No, it's fair. I'm with you. I'm not going to lie. I'm with you on that boat. I'm
not going to lie. I don't mind if there's some. But when it's a forest, that's too much. Okay.
Some people get creeped out by the totally gone.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I understand that, but I don't get creeped out with it totally gone.
No, yeah, I think there has to be some maintenance, folks. There has
just
to be.
A little bit of maintenance. That's all I'm asking. A little bit of maintenance, a little trim. Guys too, you guys gotta trim it up a little bit too. Everybody gotta trim it up. If you're not gonna do totally gone, trim it up, make it neat.
Which mystified me because how long have women? Women have been shaving their legs for how long?
Right.
Well, why was this a step that only got taken recently, like majorly? Women have been shaving their legs. I don't know. Probably somebody's gonna comment and know this, but probably since what, the 30s, 40s, maybe even. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whenever disposable razors probably came around, is probably when. I don't see a lot of women taking straight razors to their legs. I don't think that's really.
They might have. I don't know.
Real desperate, but it's been that long, and then why was that suddenly a step? And then when that started happening, there was the point in time where women would. The arms start going. Some women just really go. They take everything.
Oh my God! Yeah, like I couldn't shave my arms.
No,
That's just too much for me.
That's a lot of work.
It's just my.
Yeah, but I wonder what made the jump.
I don't know.
Why there was a jump from all of a sudden. I'm like, you know what, this has got to go.
Yeah, was there a meeting? We were like, you know what, we got to change something up. Something's happening, but I don't know. But maybe. Then it just made. I don't know. I feel like girls are always putting too much pressure on themselves, like to make themselves beautiful. I find a lot of natural things beautiful. Like, you don't always have to wear makeup. I find you're natural. Like, there's a lot of women who don't need to put on the makeup. I get it if you want to. You love it. And you love putting on makeup. Great for you. But you're beautiful without it. There's a lot of women that are beautiful without it.
Yeah.
I never put on makeup. And I'm not saying I'm beautiful, but I don't think I'm bad looking without makeup. But, yeah, there's a lot of... I don't get it. I don't get the clown makeup sometimes.
Sometimes it's a bit much.
It's a bit much too much.
If you go crazy with it, I'm never a fan. If you can, I think there's a balance. Like for me, if you're gonna add a little bit of makeup, sometimes it's like adding like a little bit of like foundation or a little bit of something like that. That kind of stuff is okay. Sometimes people do a little bit of touch up, maybe a lipstick and a little bit of light work. When girls go so overboard, and it's like, how long did this take you to do?
Yeah, and if you don't look kind of like how you looked without makeup, it's too much.
Yeah,
for me.
And I don't know who said it. There's a comedian who did a bit about it, and he's like, I love how women get mad at guys for not being honest and upfront enough, but then you got women who wear shoes to make them taller, makeup to change the way their face looks, chicken cutlets, for the enhancement there. You've got waist and hip controlling pants and everything.
It's just all good and fine, but just don't
complain
when the guy gives you the truth. If you're not giving your whole truth, you know.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to think about. That's not right.
It's not fair. I agree.
But I guess that goes back to earlier, where if you do send the dick pic, you're being as upfront and honest as I guess you possibly can be.
Yeah.
Because then you're saying, this is it. This is here.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Women can even lie with push-up bras. Those things are evil. I'm going to go right out and say it. They're evil. They're lies. They're...
It's a little bit disappointing.
There's a lot of deception going on.
They take it off and you're like, oh, wait.
That's not right.
You have less breasts than what I thought you had. But then again, I love all breasts, big, small, they all need love.
Right, but why have the deception then?
I mean, I guess this is, make them feel better.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're on that pressure thing. Yeah,
it's always, it's always a fine line where, like, it makes them feel better, but you're also, like, kind of lying about your body. But it's fine. I mean, as long as you're being truthful in some way about it. Like, if you mention, like, this is just push-up bra, okay. I know there may be a little less than what you got there. Yeah. But it's just a give and take, I guess. I don't know.
I guess it's more if you go to a club and there's competition out there, if you want to call it that. And you're some people just go to the club for fun and just go out there, but some they're looking for somebody to take home,
Yeah.
And I guess you got to pull out all the stops when you get in.
You do what you got to do.
You got to bring what you got to bring.
And hopefully when you take all your stuff off, they still want to stay where you brought them.
Well, and that's why you need the depth. That's why you need that. You need to be both. You want that balance of attraction. You want to take care of yourself, and then you also want to have something about yourself that says, hey, this person's cool to talk to. I can talk with this person, and this person's not useless around the house, and wow, there's all that, and like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Look what happens. And
porn.
And there you go. And then and then that's what happens. It's kind of, instead of this, it's more
porn.
More like that. Yeah.
Or this. Or this. All of it's great. No, scissoring is not a thing. I'm going to bring this up right now. Scissoring is not a thing.
I'm sorry.
Scissoring is not a thing.
Well, now, wait a minute. To be fair, this is a thing, and it has a term, which I learned from my cousin on a golf course because he heard about it, and he didn't believe that
This is a thing?
This is a thing.
I was just being an asshole.
No, this is a thing. It's apparently called docking. It involves foreskin or something like that. Look it up, folks. I'm not making this up. It's called docking. I don't know what you get out of it. I don't understand it. It's a real... So when you said it's a thing, yes. So, sorry, but...
No, we're bringing this to light, all right? People need to know that this is a thing, and there's foreskin involved.
Yeah. Please don't post links below. I swear to God, I'll ban you from my channel for life. But yours, why? So explain scissoring before, so we can get away from that. So my other people don't post links that I don't want them to. Why the hatred? What is this? Is this something the porn industry brought to be a thing that's not fun or real?
If you even look at porn and you look at the scissoring, how are they getting pleasure out of that?
I don't watch it, so I couldn't tell you.
Well, you're gonna watch it tonight, and
yeah, when the camera goes off, Brittany's gonna hold me down and
I'm gonna type it in, scissoring. I'm like, that ain't doing shit. Like, I'm just gonna be real. My ex-girlfriend tried to do it with me, and I said, "What are you doing? This isn't doing shit. Get off me." Like, you're no.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know if that was the case.
I love it when I think it's so funny. Like people think that this is doing something. You have to be very good and hit the exact spot every time when you do. If you're gonna try scissoring, you have to be a pro at scissoring. Scissoring is not a thing in my book. I don't think it's a thing in anybody's book, but it's definitely not in mine. If somebody was like, "Hey, let's scissor," I'll be like, "Bitch, get the fuck out of my house."
I figure because porn had to talk about it, they had to bring it up somewhere. So if they thought it up, they're like, well, they have to do it. So I would. That's why I think like, oh, if they're doing it, they must do it. That's what I thought.
So fake.
Okay, that's
another fake
that's
thing.
Fair.
It's fake as fuck. Oh God,
the porn lesbian community is getting bashed. I am not going to make any fans in the lesbian porn community.
It's not as simple as they make it out to be. Like you're like, okay, move your leg. Move your leg. Move your leg. I got it. No, just let me try something real quick. Just move your leg real quick. Can you bend this way? Can you bend?
If we make reality porn, that's definitely got to be an episode.
Dude, we're going to make reality porn.
Well, that's what we're saying. If we make the whole story and that's the way it goes, then these two lesbians finally get together. They're finally ready. They're like, this is what we saw. Do it. And they're trying it, and it's exactly the dialogue that you just had.
Exactly.
No. Oh, no.
Ow, you're on my hair. Sorry. Sorry, give me a minute. All right, you good? Ouch, that hurt.
Yeah. Oh, man.
We put real words.
real porn, real sex, and real stories. I think that we have a market that needs to be explored.
We got this.
I think this is something we need to talk about.
Because if you think about it, if you look back, like I've heard some, "Ow, you're on my hair." My bad. I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
Let me just, you don't see that. You don't see that in porn. No. Like they're always perfect. Like my hair is great. It's like perfectly on the pillow. No, your hair is messed the fuck up.
Yeah.
And nobody gives a shit about your hair.
Yeah. How many? Yeah. I mean, well, again, from my perspective, it's like how many guys have choked on the girl's hair.
Right.
You're on top. How many times have you in missionary you gag on hair?
Yeah.
It's like they don't show that.
Right.
No, there's so much
like
that they leave
flipping their hair and they're like, yeah, I'm in a Pantene commercial.
My leg's going numb and it's so much. Yeah. How much stuff could we put in there that happened? This was.
You know how many times I switched hands because my hand got so tired. Damn.
This needs to be a thing.
I'm just being real.
If this can work as our trademark, that this is happening, we're making this porn, and this should be a thing that needs to be produced as some kind of porn that I think for, I guess, reality porn, real stories.
Yeah.
Like what leads in, like the stories we talked about. What leads into it? What makes it happen? The better stories that really appeal to people and have a better build up, and then the actual more reality-based sex that people can really relate to. Just an awkward, like oh, it's in the bathroom, and it's like, I can't, my leg, I got a Charlie horse, shit, oh, man. The first recorded porn to use the word Charlie horse in the middle of a porn that's actually going to stay, not on the blooper reel.
Oh, my God, that'd be so funny. Oh, man.
I hope we can make this happen. I don't know.
We'll figure it out. We're doing it.
We got to do this.
We're figuring it out.
So,
all about the sex scene and making it better.
So that's what you're going to see soon on the In Your Porn podcast. So I'm going to have to wrap this up.
All right.
But you are going to be able to be seen hosting and running the Landmark Live at the Landmark Americana, Glassboro, New Jersey, every first and third Monday of every month. At what time? I don't think we covered that.
I think.
Is it going to be 8? Sign-ups are at 8?
I think sign-ups are at 8.
Sign-ups are at 8. So I didn't cover this earlier, but sign-ups are at 8. So that would probably mean the mic starts around 8:30.
Yeah.
So get out there. That's probably a good time after all the classes wrap up. There are
Right.
some late classes at that school, so
Get your homework done.
that's it. Get done and then go rock out and see these guys. It's going to be a great show. You've
Great
now
show.
seen all the hosts if you've watched all of these. So that would be you've got Rusty, you've got Cody, you've got Jeff, and you've got Brittany.
Great
Those are the
guys.
4 that are running this shindig, and it is going to be fun. If you've had fun with all these guys, you can imagine the kind of show they're going to put on with everybody.
Yeah. If you had fun watching us, imagine being with us.
Yeah.
You won't get women, but you'll have a good story.
None of them are great wingmen. I don't know about Rusty.
I don't know about Rusty. I haven't had actually wingman with him. I haven't tried to wingman with Cody, but from his past stories, it hasn't. I think he has to work on wingman himself.
Yeah.
But love him. I love him.
So
dearly.
hang with them for the laughs. Don't hang with them to get laid, guys, because
Yes.
they are a great time. Otherwise, I wouldn't have them all on. They're so much fun to be around, and you've seen it yourself. So come check them out every first and third Monday.
Starting February 5th.
February 5th, which would have been before. This is
Yes.
probably going to air, I think, right around the 20th. I'm going to probably air this.
Okay.
So it's going to probably be the first Monday of March after this is aired. So
All
every
right.
first and
First
third Monday.
Monday of
Yeah,
March.
first Monday of March, get out there. And if there's 5 Mondays, they're not doing it. It's
Yeah.
not every other Monday.
It's just
It's
the
the
first
and
the
third. They did have to worry about this in January because January is having a blue supermoon 5 Monday bullshit. Yeah, there's like all kinds of shit going on in January. So, yeah, we don't need any more blue supermoon bullshit.
Yeah,
And
we
they were
get
like,
it.
no, we don't want to have to worry about everybody thinking it's every other Monday. So
Yeah.
they pushed it back to. That's why you guys are kind of. I remember talking to Jeff about that. So, get out there, see these guys, and if you're liking what you're seeing, like and subscribe below, guys. Helps me out. Keeps making me want to make videos. Gets me great guests. If you have somebody you'd like to see on here,
You want to talk about more porn?
if you want to talk about more porn, comment below. You'll see more porn. I'm going to try to bring it to you because apparently it's what the people want.
It's what the people need.
The people, yeah, it might not be what they want, but it's what they need.
It's what you need.
You guys need better porn.
We're gonna get it to you. Not us. We're gonna cast the right people.
Yeah, no. I'm not going. I'm not
We're
doing
gonna cast
porn.
the right people.
Yeah, I don't. That would be. Yeah, that was.
I'm a specialty that you don't get to see.
You've got to be the director. You've
Oh,
got to be able to direct the lesbian
hell.
porn.
Yes,
Okay.
I will definitely direct the lesbian porn.
Because no scissoring. No scissoring.
There will be no scissoring.
We've got that covered.
There will be real lesbian porn going down.
So keep tuning in, everybody. We'll see you soon. And as always, don't forget your toilet poncho. Take care.